Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. We are getting back into DreamHack Valencia, and it is going to be the final quarter-final for DreamHack Valencia. We are going to be seeing JYP, red Protoss player up the top right side of the map, JYP, and yes, he did very well in the round of 16, going off against Sonda, the Zerg player, and yeah, beating him 2-0 in that series. So he definitely knows how to beat Zerg players, but he might face a challenge against Jaedong. And of course, Jaedong, we know, is an extremely capable Zerg player. Is the blue Zerg up the top left side of the map. And yes, he has his own mission. Not only does he want to win this tournament, but he especially wants to get the semi-final now because, of course, his old nemesis Stardust is going to be there waiting for him, and he still wants revenge for the loss he suffered at the grand final of the DreamHack Open Summer against Stardust. It was a series of 7 games, and yes, it is on my channel if you want to go back and check it out. But yes, definitely, Jaedong not too happy about losing that tournament, I'm sure, but yes, if he gets in the semi-final, he will have another crack at beating Stardust, and you know that he's going to be looking forward to that. So all he has to do to get that opportunity is to beat JYP right here, right now, and we are going to see exactly how he does that. If indeed he does do that, or maybe it'll be JYP going on, and then we will have another PvP in the semi-finals, and won't that be awesome? So we do have a pull before hatch coming down first for Jaedong. So a little bit interesting, considering how huge a map this is. You'd think that an early economy would be definitely awesome here, but JYP looks like he's going for a forge fast expand. So I suppose that's a fairly standard for a map this big. He's not too worried about a very fast attack from the Zerg player. Or maybe he should be though, because this very fast thing, I think this is like a 10 pull or something like that. And this is going to, it's either going to wipe JYP out or it's going to put him right on the back foot. And I mean, JYP is not building a fast nexus or anything. He's going for a bit more stuff here, getting down the gateway, getting down the cannon. He really wants to get another gateway here to block this off, and that may be what he's thinking about doing. But here we go, the cannon coming out. Is he going to block this off? There we go, just gets it down, and with the 2 probes in there, but the Ling's actually just charging straight through them. And yeah, so he's going to cancel the gateway. It's too late, and he's got to be chrono boosting out a Zealot or something as soon as this thing gets back up. But that will shut down a lot of the reinforcements. 2 Lings going through, just even if they're running forward, I think they might die going through that cannon. He may have to group up before he goes in, but he is transitioning. He sees that cannon out there, and he's like, no, this is not going to happen. So yes, JYP is just got to worry about these few Lings out there and the 2 in there. And yes, this probe getting a lot safer from this cannon, and the Zealot is coming out, and the Nexus is going to come out as well. And these Lings are not long for this world. They can maybe harass a couple more probes, but the probes can fight back, and they can do a nice bit of micro there. So the Lings, I'm not sure if they're even going to kill another probe. With some excellent micro from JYP, I think he should be able to keep most of them alive. In fact, I think he'll be able to keep all of them alive. And there we go, the Zealot's up here. And that Zealot is going to hang around the mineral line quite a bit. It looks like he's actually just chasing the Lings, but should be enough. 2 more Lings there. Going to be attacking this probe, so at least they're keeping some sort of surround there. Looks like one of the Lings went down, and JYP is going to be taking care of this early Ling harassment without a problem. But of course, Jaedong has since transitioned. He's going to be getting a ton of workers out. He's already got his base. We may be seeing a 3rd base, considering that JYP already has a 2nd base. So I would not be surprised to see a 3rd base coming out, and there it is, right out the front there. Jaedong's getting his 3rd base, and yes, he's still got these guys running around, man. He really needs a Stalker or something like that, but so far he's just been producing Zealots. He still needs another Zealot here, and look at this, man. Very, very fast Stargate, and the Overlord is going to see that very, very easily. So Jaedong is going to be, I don't know if he's worried or if he's laughing right now, because that very fast Stargate could mean a whole bunch of things. It's probably not going to mean Void Rays, because Void Rays aren't that good versus Queens. It could be some Phoenix harass. It could be a very fast Oracle to take out some workers. either one of those is a very good option. The question is he going to put down some spore crawlers? He does not have an Evo chamber yet, I don't believe. No, he does not. So spore crawlers aren't really an option at the moment. Let's hope he did see that with his Overlord. I assume he did. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, because yeah, he really should think about, oh, he's leaving the gap open. There is a Stalker there, and with these cannons, yeah, the Ling harass right now not really going to be a problem. He'd have to do like a Baneling bust or something crazy like that to get in there with a ton of Lings, but he's not really going for it. Void Ray coming out, so the Void Ray should be alright. He's going to have to get a few of those to do any sort of serious damage though, with Queens on the field. And it's going to be very easy for Jaedong to get some Spore Crawlers out whenever he wants them. Looks like he's getting quite a lot of Lings though. We don't have a Baneling nest on the way though, so it may be just a mid-game sort of transition into maybe Mutaling thinking. Yeah, I mean, he's getting the 2 gas down on here. If he gets any more gas on here fairly soon, then I'm going to say it's going to be Mutaling. But it is a fair indication a Mutaling may be coming. These Zealots are going to be pretty screwed. This Stalker is going to have to run for it. He's going to have to make sure he doesn't get surrounded. He makes a wrong turn there, and I think he's going to get owned. So there we go, a lot of Lings. But they're not going to be able to get through here, I don't think. The Void Ray is going to be moving out. Is he going to reveal himself once and for all? I think Jaedong already knows though. 3 Spore Crawlers coming up and a Hydralisk Den. I think he just got the Hydralisk Den down there when he saw the Void Rays. He may have been expecting an Oracle, but now that he sees Void Rays, he's like, yeah, actually, I better get something. And look at this, man. Jip going, oh, I thought he was going for a Nexus here, but it's just a Pylon. He may still be able to go for a Nexus, but that's going to be crazy if he gets that down there, man. I do not know if he has any chance at all of defending a 3rd base with the army that he's got right now, with the army that Jaedong has. Jaedong's got Ling speed coming out. He can produce a ton of Lings. He's got Hydra tech on the way. He's got this going on. So what are we getting? We're getting attacks. So it looks like it's going to be mainly Hydra, but he may get some Roaches as well. I don't think he has a Roach Warren though. So that's a bit interesting. It looks like it could just be Ling Hydra, which we have seen at some point. A few games. Ling Hydra tends to work alright. It helps if you get Infestors out with that as well, and you get a whole crazy mix of Ling Hydra Infestor. And I have actually seen quite a few games where that combination does work. I'm not sure if it works versus Protoss or just versus General, but yeah, it does get a little bit scary when people start doing that. And look at these, man. These Lings forcing the cancel. Void Rays are not the units you want to have to be able to defend that. And yes, he definitely needs some more gateway tech, and we can see a few more gateways coming down. So he's got 5 already. He's going to get 3 more, putting him up to 8 gateways. And it looks like he's not taking into any serious amount of Stargate techs, just a few Void Rays to do a little bit extra damage. He may have been worried about very early Roaches in this game. Yeah, because I don't know, man. I don't know. Jaedong did do some Roach Hydra in a previous match that was up against Vortex, so that was ZVZ. I'm not sure if he could be reasonably have been expected to be going for Roaches, but nice force field, but only getting 3 Hydras there. The rest of them trapped over there though. But yeah, this Force, man, I do not believe he's got Zealot legs or anything like that. So these guys are not going to be that good versus Hydras, man. In fact, no, I don't think any unit in this composition is going to be very good versus Hydras, man. The good thing is the force fields, keeping those guys sort of separated, not getting them into a big bunch and letting them get in there. There we go, putting a Spore Crawler down there. That's nice. The Lings coming in, but the Zealots are in a great position. The Hydras are going to be shredding the Zealots, though, very quickly. And he's going to move in here, trying to trap a whole ton of them behind there, but they're still in range. The Void Rays are going down quite fast, but I think the fact that the Protoss just has more forces is going to start eating away at those Hydras. And the fact that he's got them split up, man. I mean, you can think it's a flank, but with force fields, it's more favouring the Protoss when these guys are split up, because it's so easy for him to force field. And look at this beautiful move, man. He splits the Hydras and the Workers off. The Workers managing to get through that gap, but if he had put a force field there, all of those Workers probably would have died, and I think Jaedong would have been just Oh, that would have been just awful. He would very likely have just lost the game off that point. But he did manage to save all of them. And yes, he's going to continue to produce a ton of units. Going for the Ling Hydra. Still keeping it good. Still keeping it going. And with 1 attacks on his Hydras and with the range upgrade, and I think with the speed upgrade as well, he's going to be doing very well with them. But the force fields continuing to prove a pain in the ass. And yeah, he's getting a ton of guys though. Void Ray trying to go in, trying to do something. I think he may have got a couple of workers. Not really going to be able to take out that much. He's trying to hit the Evo chamber, but the joke's on him because nothing's being produced out of it. And meanwhile, these guys coming in, but they've been flanked from both sides, and the force fields not doing enough to keep the Hydras out. He doesn't have the distance calculations quite well, and the Hydras have quite enough range to hit him from all positions, so not a very good position for him to land himself in. He was better coming down the ramp. In the end, like that, cut off both ways. But when you're in the middle, getting hit from like 1, 2, 3, 4 different directions, there's no way you can control that with force fields. I mean, it's just no way. And Jaedong doing a great job getting his Hydras up and getting him there and getting him there. So he took 3 of those different directions in with Hydra forces and just did a really, really great job there. So JYP trying his hardest to get this game done, but in the end, I mean, Hydras are just so good. And usually you'd get like a whole bunch of roach protection or something, but you just didn't need them because it's just gateway units and void rays. So Hydra's just so freaking awesome, man. And he didn't need roaches because he mainly used Lings for his protection, just to soak up the damage. Lings are a ton cheaper than roaches. They don't use up any gas, which is definitely a bonus. And they died a fair bit quicker, but then again, those void rays probably would have shredded most of the roaches anyway once they got charged up. So great job there by Jaedong, and he is going to move on to game number 2 versus JYP to see if he can get into the semi-finals versus Stardust. So yes, we will be checking that out very soon. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game. I'll catch you guys in game number 2.